Hello beautiful people! Welcome to the next episode in my YouTube channel. Today I will be talking to you about a super exciting topic, and that is Duolingo. If you ever seen this all popping up into your notification on your phone, or if you've met someone who is learning languages, then probably and most likely they are using the app called Duolingo. A few days ago, literally I hit my 800-day streak, and I would like to talk to you about the pros and cons from a perspective of the person who has been on Duolingo for more than 2 years now, for every single day. So if you're interested, if you're curious, then stay here with me and let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's start with the pros, with the advantages of the application. I would say that the first of the biggest advantages and the main aim of the founder, of the CEO of the Duolingo app, is the fact that you can access it for free. So the person who created the app is actually from Guatemala, and he has his TED talk that I will link somewhere here, so you can access it if you're interested. The main purpose of creating the Duolingo app was to make the education available for everyone for free, and I think that is definitely one of the biggest advantages of the app. In my view, another big advantage of the app is consistency with keeping the streak. The feature of the app that makes you come back to it every single day because you're gonna lose your streak is something that is motivating you to actually do something. It keeps you motivated, it keeps you going, it keeps you come back to the app. The founder, the CEO of the app that you can watch, as I mentioned in the link somewhere here, he says that it was the purpose of the app to make you come back to it. So all of the notification that you get, the all popping up in your notification, it all serves the fact that they want to make you come back, they want you to use the app. It can be a little bit toxic with making you believe that if you lose it, then it is as if you lost the whole progress. But if you don't think about it in this way, if you don't take it too serious, then I think it might be actually a really good way to keep you going. Another big pro, a big advantage of the app is the variety and the diversity of different languages that you could learn. So the commercials, the advertisements in the app, they quite often claim that you can learn languages such as Navajo or Esperanto, you can learn Welsh, what else I can see that you can learn Swahili, you can learn Latin, Scottish Gaelic, Yiddish, Zulu, and many others. So if you're interested in languages and you would like to see how these languages actually look like and grasp some basic concepts, some basic phrases, then the Duolingo is an app to go for. Then next, an amazing pro, an amazing advantage, and here I must say that I don't know if that happened to anyone else. So if it happened to you, then you need to let me know, because every time I mention it, people get very surprised and very impressed. Is the fact that with accomplishing one of the courses, in my case that was the Spanish course, I received the Duolingo Premium for free forever. So that was the prize that I got for finishing the whole course, for finishing the whole package of modules. And I didn't even do it on purpose. I didn't know about it. I just wanted to try myself and to see how good my Spanish actually is. So I moved myself to the last course, Spanish course, and I finished it. I made the final test, and because of that I received the Duolingo Premium for free, and it has been already a couple of years and it has never disappeared. So I believe that is the feature that is gonna last forever. If that happened to you, then please let me know, because I'm dying to know if this is something that happened just to me or to others, maybe as well. Duolingo was created as a language app. However, nowadays I think it's growing with the courses in the application. You can actually see that the languages is not the only thing that you can do. You can find the courses in maths and in the music, and this is something that I was practicing recently for the sake of this video, and obviously out of curiosity as well. And I must admit that I did not really expect the music course to be developed in such a way. It literally teaches you the sounds, and we've been practicing them on the there is more to it than just languages. So that could be something for you to try as well. As again, the CEO of the whole Duolingo app company claimed, he wanted to make an education available for everyone for free, and this is clearly what he's doing. And as I mentioned, nowadays this is more than just a game. I think Duolingo is a culture, at least in the circle of my friends. It's crazy to see how inspired people become when they see my streak. My family, everyone is playing Duolingo, and it's really nice to be able to actually meet and discuss, oh, thank you for helping me with this challenge. Oh, what is your streak? Oh, I've been doing this for this and this time already. So when we actually meet, the Duolingo topic comes up and we discuss it, which is actually quite crazy. But I really believe that this is more than just the app at this point. This is more of a culture, of a phenomena. Okay, so now I praise the whole app so much. So let's move into the more critical part of this video, and let's talk about disadvantages of the app, because clearly there are some, and that is the content, and actually I would say a weird content. The sentences and some phrases, some vocabulary in Duolingo, especially for the beginner levels, is something that is very, very abstract, something that you're not gonna use ever in your life. The sentences such as "my pillow does not talk" or "the elephant is wearing a red tie" are the sentences that are not really useful for the beginners. If you want to learn the language because of some upcoming travels, or because of communicating with natives, or for work, this is the content that is very, very useless. So I definitely get the concept, and I get the idea that they give you these crazy sentences with certain structures, so you remember the key sentence. Let's say let's call it an alpha sentence. You remember that, and you know the structure, you know where the words go in the sentence, and then you can apply all of the different vocabulary that you learn and put the words in the right place based on this alpha sentence. So I definitely get that. However, if you are a beginner and if you want to learn the language to be able to communicate with others, this is not The next point, and here I'm speaking from the perspective of a Polish learner who wants to learn English, that option already exists and that is amazing. However, the content is very short. Not even a year the course is fully finished. So for some languages as Spanish, French, Italian, the courses are developed so well and that is so impressive. For other languages the content is much poorer and much shorter, so the enjoyment from the app and from the content will hugely depend on the language that you are doing. Another disadvantage, advertisements. Yeah, these are the advertisements and the lack of the premium features for everyone. So the commercials, the advertisements, and all of that. And of course, I also understand that the fact that the app is free is already a very amazing thing for many. However, as a user forced to watch all of these commercials and advertisements every round, then that would probably discourage me from using it, unless I paid the subscription, and that would be something that would probably happen. Another disadvantage is that I think that Duolingo, it's not for everyone's speed and everyone's ability to learn the language. And here I'm speaking from my perspective. Of course, I've been learning languages. I know a few of them and I've been learning a few of them. Therefore, now I am doing a Portuguese course because I'm moving to Lisbon and I really wanted to get some basics before I go. So the first disadvantage that I find is that the learning process is actually very slow, considering the fact that I already know Spanish. And of course it's not the app's fault, it's just my personal feeling about the course that it's actually very slow and the sentences are repeating very often and a lot. Then I cannot really progress that much. However, of course, it's not the only app that I'm using. There is another exercises, another books that I have, and another things outside of the app that I'm doing. Duolingo is more of a game. Very often I say, oh, I'm going to play Duolingo, and I have a friend and she always asks me, play? Are you going to play? And I say yes, for me it's a game, for me it's a really fun game, but I wouldn't really consider this app as a learning only app and something that will get you to your goal without any further aid and further resources. And the last of the disadvantages, I think it's the lack of certain versions of the languages. And here, for example, speaking from the perspective of Portuguese, Duolingo offers you the Brazilian version, and there is no Portuguese pronunciation, the Portuguese from the continent, Portuguese from Portugal. There is no pronunciation of that territory in Duolingo. There is only the Brazilian version from South America. So again, I get that the app was also created by the person from Latin America, so of course maybe the focus is put more on that region. However, for the learners of that particular language who need the version, the pronunciation and the vocabulary from the continental Portuguese, then this is the disadvantage. The same is with Spanish. Duolingo is teaching you more of a South American Spanish, and that is well, something to just be aware of. If you're going to use this vocabulary in Spain, then you might encounter certain maybe tiny misunderstandings. Of course it's still Spanish, so of course you're gonna understand each other. However, certain vocabulary might be different. So the final verdict, do I recommend it or not? And having been using Duolingo for more than 800 days, which is hell of a time, then I think that yes, of course, I mean, I've been using it, I am using it, and I'm going to use it. So I think that this is something that I would definitely recommend. However, there are certain buts here. The first but is the fact that Duolingo cannot be the only app that you are using. You need to get yourself invested into the learning process. And here I would highly recommend getting a different grammar book, getting something in paper where you can actually write as well. With Duolingo, the writing is not really practiced, even though the app really recommends to write down all of the vocabulary that you learned after the lesson. I don't think a lot of people are doing it. I would really recommend you to get on YouTube and start listening to many different children's songs or children content of the language that you are learning, to get familiarized with the vocabulary, with the basic vocabulary in the language. And what else I am doing, at least, is to put the subtitles in that language into whatever you're watching on Netflix or any other platform. And then, of course, the last and probably most important part is to find a native that you can talk to. There's a lot of websites online that you can find teachers, italki, Preplay, many different things where you could actually immerse yourself into the language and speak to the native. It doesn't even have to be native, but just the person who speaks that language, just to practice your speaking skills, which are the most crucial in the language. So these are the 4 tips that I would give you on top of the Duolingo app, and when you cover all of them, the best, but at least some of them, then I think that the Duolingo app will serve you as a great summary of the content that you already learned. Okay, so that is everything that I wanted to tell you about my experience with the app. Please let me know if you've ever played, what is your streak, and what do you think about it? Do you have any other ways of learning the language? If so, please comment below and let's talk about it. And for now, that will be everything. Thank you so much for being here, for staying until the end, and I will see you here next week. Bye!